Hang it up. Go.
Count to 20?
You can start.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live via Help Me Grow. My name is Andrea Livingston. I am the African American Parent Connector and also Program Coordinator with Family Values for Life. I'm so excited to be doing the Facebook Live with you all today. Also, I have with me Miss Helen Howard. She is the Family Services Lead at Family Values for Life. And also Elijah Jackson is the Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies coordinator, also with Family Values for Life. So today we are here to have a teacup discussion. We are going to be talking about parenting, resources, and just connecting in community. So I'm just really excited to have you all here with us today. And if you're unable to join in via lunch, watch us back. You can always do that. The link will be on Facebook Live. So we are going to get started. I'm excited to be here. The first topic that we are going to be talking about is engaging your child in play and through daily routines. But before we get into that, I think we have some teacups to show. So a lot of times in mommying, we do some self-care. And so today we wanted to do our teacup discussion. So my cup today says, mommying ain't easy, because it sure ain't, right? Who wants to go next? And then you can introduce yourself as well.
Yes, I can go. I'm Elijah. I am the Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies coach. And my teacup today, probably if you can see it, it say life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mom.
Yes.
Facts.
And I'm Helen Howard, and my cup says Mom turned upside down as wow. I'm the family service lead at Family Values for Life.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for being here today. I'm really excited for this opportunity with Help Me Grow. I've been the parent connector for about 3 years, I believe, just working with the African American community, connecting them to resources within the community, going to tabling, different events, meeting with moms. We work with children birth to age 5. With developmental milestones. And I believe Elijah and Helen have been connected to Help Me Grow just within their work with their children and with their lives. So I'm excited to have you all here. So the first little topic we're going to talk about is engaging your child through play and daily routines. So Helen, how important is it overall to just engage with your children? What does that look like?
The way we start our day, even from us as moms, is very important. If we wake up with the wrong attitude, we go right into our kids' room and wake them up with that attitude. But if we come in and we're kind of like having a cheerful good morning, sing a little song, play a little music, do something that's just a routine, it wakes them up with a different kind of spirit, so to speak. You get up with an attitude of, I want to get up. I'm getting up, happily versus get up, get going. We're running late. Imagine if someone was yelling at you first thing in the morning, get up, get going, we're running late. It dominoes into your whole day of how you're moving. So I think it's very important to have a good morning routine to wake up with ourselves and for our kiddos.
Yes, I like that. Actually, I was gonna play a video later on in the live, but I want to play that now because it talks about how kids wake up in the morning can definitely affect their day and their routine. So I have this pretty cute video. I'll just play a couple of them. There's my kiddo in the background. Um, Here, let's see if we can get this to play here. It's 12 adorable kiddos, but I'm just gonna play like. He's definitely dancing it up. Let's see what you're doing. Oh my goodness. I thought that was
Exactly. It's electric, right?
yes,
electric.
definitely. Definitely. Elijah, what do you how do you do routines with your kids as they're waking up?
Um, music always is my sanity for me. I'm not really a morning mommy, but I'm forced to be. So music has always been a wake up for us. And they both get to choose their song in the morning. We pick at night and say what's gonna be your morning wake up. And we usually can sing along, and that's usually my ritual for the mornings. Even at night, like we're a music family.
Yes. Same here. I have like this little good morning song I sing to my kiddo. I'll do it. Just says, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning to you. Then I'd be messing with him. Today is going to be a great day.
Yeah.
Be an awesome day. Today is going to be a fun day. Today is going to be a blessed day. Yes. And he'd be like, yes.
Yes.
That's our little
Yeah.
morning routine song. So as you saw in the video too, kiddos, when they wake up to music, or
Yeah.
just having a good space and environment to be in, they thrive. Yes.
Really.
Absolutely.
It sets the
Um,
tone for the household and into the car and into the schoolyard. It sets the tone.
And then bringing it full circle, like Elijah said, at the end of the day, end with music. So have a good night song or a rest song or a wind down song, whatever that looks like. So that's good to have that in there. As we're talking about routines and things like that, spring break ideas. I know a lot of kiddos have either just been on spring break or getting on spring break. What are some fun spring break ideas that mommies can do, especially in I'll just say at Family Values for Life, a lot of our audience has majorly been single moms. So we work with a lot of single moms in community, although we are moving to more holistic where we are doing full family. With Helen, she's doing family coaching. So she has some dads on her coaching list, I would say, her coaching clients. And so what do you all say for spring break ideas for kiddos?
Would you like to go first?
Arts and crafts. And that's really getting creative when it comes to chalk. It was a little nicer. So my daughter's really into chalk. So my whole front ground was covered until it started snowing and raining. Finding different markers, paint, just arts and crafts was very creative ideas for us over the spring break. My kids was on spring break last week, so they're back at school. Yeah.
All right.
I
Helen?
love chalk. My kids are all adults now, but I have grandkids, and chalk is still one of my favorite overwashable markers. And any other little fancy, because if they get on anything, they just dust right off. So for all our moms and dads who like, I'm not doing markers or crayons, they color everything. With the chalk, it truly wipes right off dust, your clothes, everything. Another go-to for me is cooking with the kids. I used to love cooking with my kids, and I do it with my grandkids. And for all of us who say, oh, I don't really cook, you can get 3-4 kinds of cereal, mix it in a bowl. Talk about the shapes of that cereal. Talk about the textures of that cereal. Talk about the taste of those cereals. If dad want Raisin Bran, the kids aren't going to eat, but we can talk about that brown ugly flake. We could talk about that wrinkly raisin, so it's a lot that we can do that we overlook. We don't have to go out and buy these fancy toys, spending great money on these gadgets that goes in the donation box when you got things right around your home. 2 spoons, you can have a musical band, a pot in the pan. There are so many things we can do right inside our homes. And I like to save things that cost little to no cost. Because in reality, spring break puts hardship on some families because there's more meals they have to provide in the home. And it's challenging. So I always try to think of things low and no cost. Regional parks is another favorite that me and my grandkids now get to enjoy. Literally, your smartphone, Google regional parks in my area. You'll be surprised at right in your own neighborhood, down the odd street, there's a park nested right behind you somewhere. And our regional parks are great to just get out and explore. So those are just a few of the things that I used to really enjoy with my kids, and I get to do with my grandkids.
Yeah. And one of the things about cooking, though, too, is that it teaches science, math,
Yeah,
reading,
absolutely.
like all of those skills as well. And you have the time to put the phone down and be intentional with your children.
Yes.
Right? How many times have, kiddos been like, Mom, did you see me? And you'd be like, oh yeah. Or be like, oh, do it again real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
And they be like, you didn't see.
right. You'd be like, oh yeah, just playing, do it again, right?
Yeah.
Or watch this. So being able to put the phone down, have that communication and teaching them. We also have to be mindful that kiddos haven't been here before. This is their first time. So be patient, right? And really work with them. And, they might have questions or they might spill. It's okay. We can get some more, right? Instead of fussing, oh, you spilled the milk. Well, this is their first time, right? Or some of their first time. So just making it fun, right? And even if you do spill, oh, we can clean that up. Mess up the egg shells crack all in. Let's pick it out, something like that,
Yeah, I would like to add to the cleanup. Make it a game, make it fun. Don't make it seem like, oh, we gotta clean up again, or oh, I'm gotta keep cleaning. No, sing the songs, have them clean up was so stress relief for me. I think we were talking about matching socks before, making that just a game with them. And you'd be surprised. You'd be like, oh, okay, we cleaned the whole kitchen. We didn't sung our way through it. Make sure you involving them keeps your stress levels down too, and making them feel a part of it. My son, since he was about 3, is like, grab that box. We're gonna walk to the trash. Come on, like having them be involved. That's another way to be present. Making cleanup be an involvement. Don't make it seem like, oh, you have to do all the cleaning. You have to do everything. Keeping them involved, they understand it a little bit different too.
When you were saying matching laundry day, parents, please let the kids get involved with the socks. Matching, you're talking about colors. They got to identify the different shapes. It's a lot of learning that goes on in our home. And a lot of times we think we just move out, do it. But give them the basket of socks. And just, you make it even fun. Throw a timer on it. Like, okay, let's see how many you can get done in 1 minute.
Right. I'm going to beat you.
Kids love things like that. It's simple. And, if they get 2, then you do it again. Let's see how many you can get in 2 minutes. They're working on something. You can see them. They're safe. And you're getting your chore done as well. So, and it's teaching them life skills.
Very much so. Yes. So Elijah, I just want to move into this space. You have a social group called Mothering with Pride.
Yes. Moms, we know we got to take time to ourselves too. Don't forget about you in this process. Yes, which is called Mothering with Pride, which will be found on Facebook. It is a social community of moms that is in Minnesota. They come from a little bit of everywhere, so I wouldn't say exactly an area. We have them come from St. Paul, Brooklyn Park, Minneapolis area too, and it's basically just a social community. We meet up once or twice a month, and just be able to connect, relax, regain your social life. A lot of us lose that after birth. A lot of us become so sheltered into our role that we kind of forget that social life, those laughs, those giggles, those, that just little bit of fun of like, hey, let me show up in this space and be just me. Yes, please check out Mothering with Pride. If you're thinking about just getting out, we do have a karaoke live. So it is virtual this Friday. If you cannot get out, we do virtual little fun stuff. It's going to be just karaoke in your home. Kids are welcome. And just find that time to maintain your own mental space and your own sanity as well. So I would love for everyone to check it out.
Nice. I love that too, because there are so many benefits of being connected, especially after birth, or children with, developmental, things that may be challenging in your life. And so some of that can be really, really heavy. So just being able to connect also with like-minded moms, moms who forget that, hey, my first name is Andrea, not mom.
Yeah, right.
And to meet other moms like Elijah, not mom, Helen, not mom.
Yeah.
And have that just little getaway time. Like you said, be able to smile, be able to have fun, get that social connecting. And then also I love it too, because we're able to bring our kiddos. I believe last month we went to called The Cube. And so the moms were there, the kiddos got to play, and we had an amazing time. So, it's really important as we're talking about community, building our resources, and what does our community look like? Who are we surrounding ourselves with to be able to pour back into ourselves? Because a lot of times as a mom, we're always pouring out, right? We're always giving, we're always doing something, but we have to find ways and time to be able to replenish ourselves too.
Yes.
Yes. Does anybody have anything they want to share on that?
The grocery store is another one. A lot of
Okay.
times families feel overwhelmed in the grocery store. I love the grocery stores that have the kitty carts that welcome, that let a kid feel welcome. And even giving your kids assignment, if you have the change to go through produce and say you get to pick one new fruit or one new vegetable. And if you can afford more, do one of new things and go home and make a fruit salad. Picky eaters, when they can put their hands on something, they're more likely to try it. And if they can, if you're just kind of making it, present it, no, but when they're doing it, make a big deal. Oh, look at that kiwi. Oh, it looks so, talk about it, make it exciting. Oh, it's fuzzy. It tickles my fingers and things like that. Just the simplest thing. Oh, let me taste this tangerine. Does an orange taste orange? And wait for them to answer. They might say, yes, it tastes purple. But it's a conversation that we rush through so many. I can't wait for you to get to this age and level. And then before you know it, they're there in these little simple moments. And we also wait for kindergarten, Head Start, and preschools. A lot of that interaction, if you start at home, it helps them with taking turns. A thing I like to say is holding hands. I know it's hard to wait your turn, but hold your own hands. Okay, now it's your sister's turn. Okay, sister, hold your hands. Hold your own hands. You got to wait for brother. It's the littlest things like that, that when it starts in the home, by the time they get into the new kingdom called preschool, and all these other princesses and prince are running this kingdom, maybe the teacher can have a little more balance because we've done some of this work at home.
Yes, and that's very important. And going back to a little bit of the routines and spending time with your kids. One of the books that we do with Help Me Grow, I know I have my background on here, but this book is called Where is Bear?
Where is Bear?
See, I might have to do my background, or we can put a link in the chat later. But one of the things that I like with my kiddo, I always reading and early literacy, right? And so that's really important with our kiddos, because as they're, are learning to read, I tell my kiddo, reading is power, right? And he'll be like, Mom, what does this say? Well, let's sound it out. Like, let's read it. And so he's starting to recognize that. And so one of the things that, as you're doing with kiddos before bed, we do like 2 or 3 books. So I say, pick 2 or 3 books, and then we make it fun, right? So do it together with them, show them the pages, make, the bear sounds like a bear, or the tiger sounds like this, doing voices, with them. And one of the things I like about this is it's kind of a hide and seek as well. And then it'll share, I know you can't see it, but I'm kind of opening the book here. It shares milestone moments as well. So, by age 2, most children should be doing this, right? And so if you're ever concerned, about your child's development, you could look it up. But one thing to remember, that children develop on their own.
Absolutely.
You have to have realistic expectations for a child at their age. A 2-year-old is going to do what a 2-year-old does, right? A 5-year-old is going to do what a 5-year-old does, but also being able to, redirect and have those teachable moments with your children with those realistic expectations. Y'all can go ahead and add to that.
Yeah, if I can add something to that. And remember that you're learning. And I think that's the piece that we forget too, is like, as our child is growing, we're learning. My kid is going to be 11. I've never been an 11-year-old mom, so this is a whole new chapter for me. So as your kid is growing, you like, I never had a 5-year-old before. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. Don't think we got all the tools. Don't think that everything that you're doing is going to be perfect the first time that you go around. It's like, okay, you know what? I tell my daughter, I don't know. We're going to try it together. Let's try this together, instead of like, oh no, you do that. Or I know it's supposed to be done this way. Let's do it together. So then they feel like, okay, I'm teaching my mom something, or I'm teaching my dad something. Kids love to prove that they taught you something. Even if I knew it already, I still act like, oh my God, like really,
Yeah.
really being involved with them and
Excited for
not
them.
even acting, but learning as they learn. My kids will come home and be like, you know who the president is? No, I don't. I don't know. And then they act like, oh my God, it's Biden. Because they just learned that, or whatever the case may be. Learn with them. Don't feel like you have to prepare them for something you're learning as well. So I think give yourself grace.
Yeah, I
Remember
love
to
it.
give
I wanted
yourself
to tag
grace.
on two things that you said when you said each
Mhm.
child develop at their own. A good way is picking up the wheels from your doctor's office. And I like to tell parents when you're making these appointments for kids, ask for wellness checks because
Yes.
you get more time with your physician. They'll do eye exams, ear exams. And a lot of times our families don't know this, especially when you're a new mom. If you have a great nurse or a great team, they might say it to you, but not every clinic is
Mhm.
built the same. So when you make a wellness check, you're getting anywhere from a 45 to an hour visit versus a 15-minute office visit when you're just taking them in for their shots. And because unfortunately, sometimes it moves like a business, you got a 15-minute visit, you're getting 15 minutes. But if you
Yeah.
check their wellness, you get a longer time. So then you can see a questionnaire, a Q&A, where it's asking about your child's stages of development. So if there was something that you were wondering, is this normal? My kid isn't doing this yet. And I like to say not yet, not that my child can't do it. They haven't done it yet. Because a lot
Mhm.
of times as parents, we read over some things and we get down on ourselves. So don't compare your kids to each other's development because things for each child is different. So that's just wanted to piggyback on what you had said earlier, Andrew, about developing. And for Ms. Elijah, when you were saying like learning something new, being excited with your kids, yes, wordplay around the house, simple things. If they're doing spelling is not a big thing in schools anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why. But labeling, letting them write and stick tags, chair, cabinet, door. These are things they see every day and put it at eye level. Things like that really do increase their vocabulary. So that's just me tagging on things you already said, is adding a little bit to it.
Yeah, no, that's creative. And do I spy? Like kids love to go find stuff, even if it's, you feel like, oh, this is, I'm tired of doing it. Kids, I spy something blue, I spy something red, or even letters, I spy something with an A. We have letters on our refrigerator. So being creative with them, and not saying, oh, you didn't get that right, when you getting the homework back, or you didn't do this right, or you didn't spell it right. Just it's a learning process. Everything that we're doing every day is a learning process. So finding different unique ways to get it across is become beneficial. For me, it made my life a lot more a lot more easier when it
Yeah.
And
came to
not saying
development.
no to correct them. Oh, like you just said, Elijah, instead of saying, no, that's not red, just simply say, that's red. Good try. What's this color? And it might be black and they say
Mhm.
yellow. Oh, good try. Yellow. Think about your first day on the job and you're training. And the person turns around and say, you get it? And you think you got it. You feel confident you got it. And you go to rebuttal and they go, no. The moment they say no, you're already clinched.
Yeah.
You're hearing them, but are you really receiving everything? And I think about our kids when they get a no, it's like, oh, and so now you're trying to open them back up versus just, oh, good try, and just give them the right answer.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We sometimes the simplest little tweaks, because we don't know sometimes to do it differently because we didn't see it. So I'm
Exactly.
glad that Way to Grow is hosting things like this because simple conversations is no right way per child to do it. We're doing our best and be an
Mhm.
apologetic parent. You spoke to that too, Elijah. Be a parent who apologizes. I'm apologizing with my kids from young to they're now adults now. And it's powerful because, like you said earlier, when a kid can see mom or dad does not have it right all the time. So don't just be a because I said so generation here. Let's explain it. And I've seen you in action, Ms. Andrea, with your little guy, and you do that so well. And you have some previous generations who think you just need to make them go over there and do that. But
Right.
some kids are reasoning. They want to know the why behind something. It's not that they're being smart, it's their world of
Mhm.
curiosity.
Mhm.
Yes, I love that. And also in that same space, creating a safe space for your children to be children, and learning how to do that. Also, as you know, parent connectors and working in this field, being able to create safe space for parents to say, I don't know what I'm doing
I don't know.
without the risk, especially in our community, in the African American community, without the risk of somebody calling CPS on our kids or,
That
you know,
part,
on
the
us
fear
about our
factor.
children. Yes. Or either, you know, putting them on medication because they're, you know, a little hyper, you know, or things like that. It could be a myriad of reasons, right?
Mhm.
But also creating the space to have these healthy conversations. Like
Mhm.
Miss Helen and I, one day we were in the office and I'm like, Helen, my kids are right. And he was, but also he was tired. He didn't want to eat his lunch. He wanted to play outside. I had some work to do and he was just not having it. Right. And I was busy too. And I was just not having it. Right. And so Helen, I
Perfect
went
storm, right?
perfect storm, perfect storm. And in that space, I was like, okay, Andrea, I could either go off on my kid and make this worse, right? Because a lot of times parents will get, okay, sit down, just be quiet, stop doing
Mhm.
this, blah, 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 without thinking about why they may be acting like this. And like I said, he ain't had no nap. He didn't want half his lunch. He wanted to go outside and play. So now I had to sit down and have that communication with him. After Helen, you know, poured into me and I needed that, she was saying, it's okay. This is a safe space. Take a breather and then just go talk to him. And I did. Do you remember that,
Hey,
Helen?
lean in for a minute. I want to tell our parents a secret. Lean in, lean in. Hey, y'all, guess what? We don't always like our kids, but we love them. And it's okay. It's okay not to always like their actions and their behaviors. Guess what? They don't always like you, your actions or your behaviors, but I guarantee they love you. So take time to know and normalize that. Normalize.
Normalize
I'm
it.
feeling this little precious jewel today, but instead
Mhm.
of letting it out your mouth, I can't stand you. You just like da da da. Breathe,
Choice
breathe.
of
Again,
words.
think about those words do not go away. They go into the young adult, into their adulthood, somebody's new husband, somebody's new wife, somebody's mom now. So it starts with us bringing it down. And it's absolute. I really want to normalize. It's okay not to like your kids. They don't like us all the time, but long as we love them, we're
Yes.
nurturing to them as best we can. And the timeouts work for parents too. You got multiple children,
Timeouts.
put that one on timeout.
Timeouts.
You
Yeah.
go take a 10-minute timeout. If you know they're safe, they're in a space, they're watching that television, you know nothing's on fire. Tell your kids, announce, I'm taking a timeout. I'm acting up.
Yes. I will.
You go in your
Yes.
room, hit your teacup, and sit there
Yes.
for 10 minutes in the bathroom if you can get it.
Yes. I
It's
will want to add
okay.
to that. Literally taking a break and it's
Mhm.
okay. I do it at least 3 times a week. Sit in my car for at least 30 minutes
Mhm.
to just
Decompress.
be brief.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's literally okay to say, you know what? I gotta tap out. I gotta clock out. Cause mama, you clocking in. You know, when you hit the ground running, you clocking in. Literally, it's okay to clock out sometimes and say, you know what? Let me take a lunch break and let me clock out of mom mode. I have to really, really teach it like it's a business, like it's work, like it's, you know, and really take that time out and say, you know, if I teach my kids too, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And I stand by that as an adult. If I don't have nothing nice to say to my kids at that moment because I'm overstimulated,
Mhm.
let me just be silent because I don't want to pour those words, you know, into them that I have to apologize for. I don't want to pour into them what I'm going through because it might stem from a lot of different places. It might not be your kids at that moment, but if you don't have nothing nice to say, just take a time out. Just take a time out because you're going to be apologizing for something that didn't have nothing to do with them.
And when you
Sometimes it
find
don't have anything to do with
chaos,
them.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Elijah.
Yep, no, go ahead.
when you find chaos, when in my younger years and back in the 1900s when I was a assistant teacher, 1990, you know, one of my things I noticed when I worked as an assistant is some of the teachers are so burnt, and I can only imagine what it's like in those preschool and, you know, early education rooms. Because again, kids are being sent to school, they had not been really versed on how to take a turn, how to, instead of taking turns, because some kids, they don't like that word, hold your own hands. You're next. Oh, you're third one, you're coming up. When you say third and then the second, then the first, you're teaching right there. They're learning to count right to themselves. Always find a way to add music, a rhythm, and routine. 25 kids, the way I can get a room, some immediate attention, two things. Some teachers do the hand and they say nothing. They just put their hand up. And that teacher does it over and over again. Guess what? You start to see the other little princesses and prince reminding the other little, hey, hey. No yelling needed. It works at home too. Bubbles. That used to be one I use at home for my kid. They're fussing. I'm like, grab a bubble.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that worked until they got up a little bigger and they couldn't hold that bubble. But she grab a bubble. You know, but when they're little, it helps the parent get a moment to themselves because you can't hold the air and talk. You just can't. Believe me, they tried. It was funny to see them go, what? You know, so in the moment of this chaos, you might make each other laugh. But we have to be a little more creative, and we do need to have parental control. We still need to have some boundaries. That's important. But the way it looked like our grandparents and our parents did it, maybe I don't want to spank my child. Maybe I have 4 kids. This one I physically disciplined the time before because that was where we were. This one here, it never got tapped because it was never, it didn't fit the bill. Make sure if you're gonna discipline that it's not punishment. There's a difference there. You know, discipline will teach them the why you don't want them to do the action again. And you're having a slight conversation at their level that they can follow. Punishment, popping, and just because what you're teaching your kid is hitting. So when you get a call from that little kingdom at school that they're hitting, and you go, I don't know where you get that from. We don't hit in this house. You know better. Okay. Think about it. They don't do what we say. They do what they see all day long. So we have to be mindful of those things. And again, this is not to put us down. This is to make us aware of how we're coming off to them. Just because I said so does not work. You're not teaching them anything when they get to school. So you want your kids to be able to articulate. And I can't help but say, Andrew, you do a great job with your little gentleman. Articulate what it is and your why. And sometimes as parents, we know we have told our kid this 5, 6, 7 times. So now what I would do is say, okay, before you finna get this, before you get it, tell me why. Tell me why you're in trouble. And when they can sit there and say, well, I hit my sister and you said, stop hitting. And then, but you didn't see what? No, tell me why. I just need to know. Okay, now.
Be accountable.
This fits. You're finna still have a consequence with this. But sometimes when they can't really tell you why they're in trouble, and we know we got baby manipulators too, so you gotta know your kid, right? I have no idea why, you know, but you know they're full of it. You know, find your understanding of your child. But please, 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 I want every parent that's hearing this not to take this as what you're doing wrong. It's what you can change. Because we're not here to say this is, you know, some people know about this new parenting. There's a word you all use, gentle parenting.
Gentle parenting.
Right?
Don't
and you have some my generation go, you better get a belt.
That part.
And hit them gently with that belt. You know, and
yes, absolutely.
For every child and everyone and everybody doesn't feel. If you're a parent and you're spanking and disciplining, it makes you feel some kind of way. If you say, I don't want to do it, my mom used to always do that. My dad used to always do that. And you're finding yourself repeating it, guess what? They didn't teach you to do it, but you saw it. Again.
Yes, I want to add to that too.
Yeah, I got something on that too. Go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead.
It's okay that your kids are not the same. And I think I deal with this with a lot of parents that have multiple kids. It is okay that little Johnny is giving you a little bit more difficulty of a time than Sarah. You know, like it's okay that you have to take different,
Approaches.
different routes and different
Yeah.
parenting skills with different kids. Because a lot of times we sit and say, well, our first kid, that kid, it was it was great. That kid
They
gave me.
set you up.
Now the second kid is giving, and it's like kids listen to that. Kids hear that. So then they feel like, well, why do they think my brother was, is the perfect kid or the better kid? And then now this other kid is trying to compare it to the next kid. Please, parents, I think we sometimes try to make it a competition with our kids, or who's loved the most, or who's better, or who's, and it's like every kid is gonna be different. You have to handle them all differently.
Yes.
They all need different type of love. It's only you, as a parent, but they all need a different phase of you. And I think
Very
understand our kids are at that moment,
Yes.
to give ourselves, that better understanding of like, well, my first kid was doing this at 5, and now this kid is not doing this at 5. Remember that they all are growing, that they own different development skills, is different. And I think sometimes that causes a lot to say, well, I was doing this, with my first kid, and now I have to be slowed up with my second kid, and, and different stuff like that. Remember that they all are different
sibling
humans.
rivalry is started by the parent.
Mhm.
For what you just said, Elijah. If they're seeing favoritism,
Mhm.
mom or dad, grandma, aunties, that starts the sibling rivalry. It's not just the kids
Mhm.
won't get along. There's this under energy, you get away with everything. You get what you
Yeah.
want. So
Mhm.
parents being mindful that when you are kind of extending and showing more time, even if that child has special needs, and we understand that, and this is, again, we want you to refill your cup. But if it takes you a little more hands-on with that child, be mindful that that older sibling, who now sometimes become the young extension of a parent, do
Mhm.
something special, acknowledging that
Mhm.
you're doing this special because they're doing that. If it's simply making a favorite sandwich, I want to make you a sandwich because you helped me out this morning when your sister was cutting up, and I don't have much to give you, but I know you like peanut butter jelly. So here, just tell them that peanut butter jelly is gonna taste so good.
Mhm.
It's gonna taste better than any other peanut butter jelly you made them. Because
Mhm.
mama saw me, noticed me, that I'm doing what she really should be doing, but she is busy, but now I always got to do it. We don't realize that grows up in them kids. And then why the kids don't connect when they're growing, they're just always rivals.
Can I
Very
jump
Not
true.
in? Can I
intentional.
jump in on
Again,
that too?
yes,
I
ma'am.
know growing up for me, I'm the oldest of 4. My mom, she is a child development specialist, so she has her own child care. 30 years this year. I'm so proud of my mom. She's amazing.
Wow.
So just having that background of that. Also, my dad was in the military. And so, he would be deployed at times, or, PDY, whatever that looked like. And so me being the oldest and having 3 siblings under me, I became like mom 2.0. But one of the things that I did love about my mom is that she would be like, no, Andrea, I'm the mom. I got it. But then she would allow me to help, right? I'd be like, no, mom. Like when my little brother was born, I was his mama all day. Right? Like, oh my God, I can feed him, I can change him, but I was also really excited to have a little brother, and now I got 2 of them. Grown. So I was really excited about that, but also my mom and I having that conversation like, Andrea, this is not your responsibility. You are still a child. Yes, you can help mommy, but this is not your responsibility. And so, like, now I've appreciated my mom for that, right? Because a lot of kids who've grown up in that automatically take that on, and the parents never really acknowledge that. And then they expect it. Well, you didn't get your brother. You didn't look after your sister. Well, I'm the sibling, not the parent, right?
Who's raising me? Right?
That part.
That part.
So, like, having those, and if you have multiple children and you see that, just having the conversation or being aware of like really what's going on, in the family with the sibling dynamics as well. Another thing I did want to talk about is co-parenting. And what does co-parenting really look like, for individuals in our community, in the African American community? And what's a healthy way to co-parent?
First, let's take a deep breath.
Yes.
Good energy in, who bad energy out. Let's talk.
Let's talk. Go ahead, Ellen. Kick us off. Kick us off while I sip this tea.
Co-parenting is for some of us, I've heard it called co-parenting. No parenting, weekend dad, babysitters, weekend mom. Because 24/7, you're a parent. 24/7. So the resentment can easily grow for the parent that's on the grounds. The 3 a.m. fever, the school discipline because their child has to miss and they've been missing and missing and missing. Now mom's disciplined at work and it's the domino effect. So by the time the other parent shows up with just the fun toy and the kids are excited, the other parent got resentment. And sometimes we don't talk about the truth behind it because there's not enough adults in the room. So some of our inner kids show up when we start raging at the other parent. And if we can truly try your best to remember, they don't see. And it makes us mad. They don't see what just went on in this house 24/72 hours ago. They didn't see it. And for the most part, maybe drawing a picture can help. And you're going to meet spirits that they just don't have no compassion. And that's might be why you're not together. But being
And it's
mindful
not
that
the
what
kid's
goes
fault.
on in that,
It's never
it's
the
not your
child's
kid's fault. You're going to have to
Yeah.
reprogram them sometime when they come back home because there's different rules in this household than that's in this household. And so again, they get to go over there and probably have all this freedom or it's very strict. Either way, really tough. And you guys, I got to keep saying Miss Andrea because I've seen it in action with the way she talks to her little king. He will he'll talk like a little grown man. And he will validate his own feelings. He will use words that I'm typing and look over like that's valid. You got grown men who can't articulate how they're feeling, who just can't. So it starts at early intervention. And when we start to talk to them, and it's not to pry, please don't pry to pull information from your kids when they return from their visits. But if you see your child doesn't look like themselves or they're not behaving in a way that looks, that's not prying. You're asking about your child. How did things go? What did you like? Prying is, what your daddy do wrong this end?
Yeah.
That's prying and
mama
blaming.
dating?
Who your mama dating? Where's she on her way
go?
to? That's not okay to do that to our kids. I'm telling you, this is what makes us grow up bitter while we're the way we are in some ways, because we've seen it. It wasn't taught, it was caught. So that's just co-parenting, no parenting, weekend parenting. Sometimes if you really want the other parent to grow and come to another level, you have to take your bitterness down. And if you see a parenting group and you want to share something, if it's coming from you, they're not going to receive it. But if it's coming from someone else, they might be open to it. We got to try to keep the bitter waters down. You heard me say try. and breathe before you conversate. Sometimes come and debrief with someone else. Let them read the email before you see it, and let them read the text before you send it. Maybe use AI before you send it.
I will add to that too. Co-parenting is not always just with other parent too. Those that are co-parenting with, with your mom or co-parenting with your dad or whoever in that co-parenting space
for your child.
Exactly. Whoever's caring for your space, that relationship is very, very important. And it's not your job, to put how you raise your kid on that other parent, because that other parent is going to do what the other parent was taught or how they think parenting is. So I think co-parenting is very, very important, and knowing your self-love too is also important, because sometimes we get caught up in what that other parent is doing and we kind of slip away from, we can only regulate what's going on in our household, and we only can regulate what we do when that kid is in our presence. So remember that other parent is also growing. That other parent is also learning its own techniques and different things that work over in their household. As long as your kid is safe and taken care of and well maintained, We can't worry about nothing else that is going on in that household. That's how you keep your stress levels down. That's how you keep your own peace and sanity. Because when my kids is gone, I want to worry about me. I look,
Enjoy your time.
bye. So listen, as long as health and everything else is maintained, let them do what they're gonna do in that other co-parenting space. And if you co-parenting with your grandparents or your mom is gonna do what she wants to do with them kids.
We is.
You
Y'all
just
do.
make sure
Y'all
you doing your job. That's all that matters. Just
You're
make
on
sure.
grandma duty.
If they want to walk on the furniture, it ain't hurt nothing.
Right.
I just want to add a couple things to this that I heard. This has been really, really good. And I want to thank those out there in Facebook land who have joined us over this lunch hour. We've got about 15 minutes left before we end. I just wanted to share too, having a fun routine with transitions, going to mom or dad's or coming home from mom, mom or dad's, creating that. So what is it that you do before that they go so that they're comfortable in those transitions, and they're just not, I don't want to do this. I don't want to, or I want to stay or whatever. But the parents also have to create that, okay, now it's mom's time and you get to spend time with mom. She loves you so much. Now it's dad's time. Dad loves you so much. And having that parent, even though your relationship doesn't work, doesn't mean the relationship with your child shouldn't work. Right. And a lot of times moms, we get into our feelings about stuff with the co-parent, right? And we need to stop doing that. Okay, the relationship didn't work for whatever reason, whatever that looks like. Y'all have to deal with that as adults, which is separate from the child, right? And I want to say too, even in relationships in the home, co-parenting is still a thing. You
Talk
may
about
be
it.
married, right? You may be living in the home with kids in home with mom and dad, and parenting can be completely different. So how do we have these conversations of co-parenting, right? One may do gentle parenting, one may do the spanking thing, right? Okay, well, let's have a conversation and also be realistic. This is our child, this is their behavior. And say, hey, when I was growing up, this is, how I was disciplined or taught, or what does that look like? And what together do we want to teach our child so they grow up to be productive citizens to society? They're not acting a fool in the schools, right? They can think for themselves. They can make healthy choices, be able to empower them, right? They can articulate how they're feeling instead of just, oh, I'm feeling some type of way. I don't know. I don't want to talk, and things like that. So having those conversations as well. And for both of you all to create that safe space as parents to say, hey, and then, if a parent does fuss or yell, don't go yelling at them and then in front of the child.
Yes. Oh, can I add to that?
Go ahead.
Conversations around your kids. Please be cautious. Whether you're talking about your sister, your mom, your auntie, kids pick up on that. And when you're talking about your other parent or you're talking about your mom, your kids is not purpose. It's not on purpose. They're gonna pick that up. So when they go to their grandma's house, they're gonna be looking like, I heard my mom talking, So remember that even when you're talking about another parent, don't talk down on that other parent way of their parenting around your kids, because now they're looking like, when I go to my dad's house, I don't want to, I don't want to do this, or he always feeding us this. Who knows? The kids might like eating McDonald's over there. They might like eating pizza, and that's okay. Just don't try to belittle anyone that's in your immediate village, just in conversation around the kids, because that's pouring into them. That's pouring into them. Now they don't want to call their aunties. Now they don't want to call their uncles, and and different stuff like that because of how they mom feel.
Yeah.
So remember,
I would take that further with the educators too. Watch how you're talking about your kid's teacher in their presence.
Yes.
If you don't like that teacher, but you want your kid to listen when they get back to school, be mindful. This is another adult in their life. So if you feel there's a personal, let your child know you will support them. I got your back. The teacher spoke to you in that way. Okay, you told me the whole story. Let me talk with your teacher. Now go off to yourself and have your I know she didn't conversation. Because what happens when you do I know she didn't, guess what happened when they get to school? They gonna act like mama. Mama big and tough and bad. Mama clapping her hands. It's not taught, it's really caught. They will do way more what they see us do and say than what we try to sit down and be teaching them in a moment of heat and anger. You just need to act like this. You need to behave like this. Doesn't always come across then. So
Mhm.
yes, all of us are co-parents. Even if you bring your children around us in the office, and we need to be
Oh
mindful that
yeah.
there's a child in our presence, and
Mhm.
to curb the conversation if it's not child appropriate, you know.
Right.
And it's so easy to get to talking because they're down here, we talk right above their heads. And
Mhm.
because
And
they're
we think
coloring
that
on
they're not listening. They hear everything. Give me
everything.
I'm like, okay, we got to talk in code. And then my nephew, I'll say this, my nephew, we were talking about a situation. And so we started using letters and codes. And then he's like, oh, I know who y'all talking about. And me, my mom, and my sister, just like, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah, because so and so did such and such and such. But we weren't, we were talking about the situation of
Mhm.
what happened. But he, from him ear hustling, got it in a way and was like, it wasn't appropriate to even have that conversation in his presence, right?
And they're going to talk to their cousins who's going to tell their mama what
Mm-hmm.
you said, they mama said, right? And then there's problems.
And another thing, I know we're gonna wrap up. I got one other thing to share, but my kiddo, listening to your children, right? When they
Yes.
come and share something with you, listen to them, please, parents, moms, dads, grandparents, aunties, uncles. Listen to your children because they're coming to share with you and some information, right? So take the time to listen. I'll just share the super quick story. My kiddo came home from daycare one time and he was fussing. I didn't get a cupcake. I wanted a cupcake, right? And nobody, it was so and so's birthday, and I was the only one that didn't get a cupcake. Okay, so what happened? That's what I always ask them. What happened? Well, are you okay? So I'm asking him questions, but also in the back of my mind, I know my child. When he get an attitude, he don't want to do stuff and he don't want to participate or he wants to do, such and such. So I wasn't going to go at the teacher. Why didn't my kid get a cupcake? He was the only, he said, and I said, okay, well, we'll chat about it. And I said, well, were you upset? Were you offered a cupcake? Did you not want a cupcake? Like, what did that look like? And he just kept saying, I was the only one. I said, okay, well, we'll have a discussion with the teacher when we get there, and we'll talk about it to see really what's going on with the cupcake situation. So get to daycare. So hey, kiddo was having a conversation about what is he didn't get a cupcake, and she said, girl, he just wasn't feeling it. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to participate. He kind of had an attitude. He wanted to do something else and didn't want to transition to be able to get his cupcake. And he wanted to stay
Good job,
doing
Mom.
right. So then me, my kiddo, and the teacher, okay, kiddo, well, you decided that you wanted to play and you did not want to transition with everybody in order to get a cupcake, right? So now he has to understand, not just say, I didn't get a cupcake. No, because, so then listening to the children and getting a well rounded view and then allowing, sharing with them, these are the reasons why. Instead of, going off on the teacher or not listening to the kids. So for me, that was a very teachable moment for my child. But then also too, Bub, you got to tell the whole story, fam. You have to be accountable and share what you did too. So it wasn't that you just didn't get a cupcake just because. It was also due to your behavior. And so now I have to work with him. These are the transitions, right? So now I'm seeing things that's helping me. So as parents, I highly encourage you and employ you to find some of the tools, get with other mommies if you're not sure how to do things or what does that look like? Join a group, get a coach, come to classes, whatever that looks like. I encourage you to do that because we want to be well-rounded parents for our children. So thank y'all for being here. I want to say one last thing too, as far as education, developmental milestones. We want to make sure this summer to get your kids into some fun summer programs, whatever that looks like for kiddos, so they're not just, at home watching TV. We was outside. When the street lights came on, we had to come inside, right? And so just find fun ways throughout, your community, what that looks like, connecting to community, and then also in your schools. Make sure you're involved. There's parent involvement. I know Helen was huge on that. I believe Elijah too. I haven't heard too much, but I know Helen will go up to that school in a minute. It will be there. So just really quick share the importance of parent involvement with your children in your schools.
You can start, Elijah.
I think it's huge. I think it's very, very important. I think those relationships are important on how your kids act and who they respond to in those schools. Show your face. I think putting a face to a name, putting a face to a kid at the doctor, wherever, please show your face and be present in everything that your kid is involved in.
Yes. And the why is important. You shouldn't, the first time the school meets you is the day you drop them off to start a new class. Then they don't see you unless there's a sick child you had to pick up, or they don't see you because your child's cutting up. No, we can't pop up like we did back in the 1900s and just walk through the school and catch them being good or otherwise. I used to love that freedom. You can just walk in. Oh, you want to dance in the class while the teacher up there giving the lesson? Let me help you dance in this hallway. We can't do that anymore. But making time with the teachers outside of your kids' knowledge that you're going to come up to the school and volunteer, go in the cafeteria. If you don't want to engage in your kid because if they're young, sometimes that sets their day off because then they want to clean. Go volunteer in the library, the media room, do something, partake in their childcare activities, take a day off if possible, go on that field trip. The reason that's important because I'm telling you what I know. Those children who normally act up, teachers may have a thing, and we shouldn't have biases, favorites, but real talk. If you have a relationship with a parent of a child that's in your room, and you have to approach that parent because a child has now been acting out, it's easier. You feel easier connection to say, hey, today was really rough, and you don't feel intimidated. Some teachers won't report anything that's going on until it's too late. And then us parents are like, well, this is the third time you read the incident report. The third time this happened. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Because maybe it's the way we come off when we dropping the kids off and things like that. Showing up, being involved shows the teachers and people of color is empowering because a lot of times we are known not to. We know that's a stereotype to a degree because all three of us sitting here are involved parents all day long. Be aware of that and check into your resources. Take those kids to the libraries, take them to the regional parks, get them active. Talk to your teachers about what activities are going on in the community. Google search free low-cost activities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. There's a lot of things going on around us. Our museums have days, Target days, and different things like that. Link up with your programs like ours, who get tickets for kids to go to all kinds of adventures. So I just want you all to enjoy your spring break. Enjoy the time you have, and we be counting the days like, ooh, one more day, you back at school. But enjoy this time while you have it.
Yes. I just want to say thank you all, Ms. Helen, Ms. Elijah, for being
Thank
here. I want to thank Help Me Grow. This Tea Time chat has been sponsored by Help Me Grow. If you do have any questions or concerns about the developmental milestones of your child, feel free to log on to the website. It's helpmegrow.org, and you can request a free referral through the screening process. It's super easy. Also, they have like a follow along program. You can sign up for free. You can track your child's developmental milestones. And then also there's another one, Help Me Connect is a great one. You can go on, put in your zip code and find all kinds of amazing resources for you and your families. So I'm really, really, really excited for just our next one. I'm gonna put it out there. We'll be coming through maybe in the next couple of months. Yes, tea time. And before we go, I just want to leave you with one empowerment. So Miss Helen, if we can all go around and leave a mom with an empowerment quote, whatever you have.
It's okay That is not okay. Take a breath. It's gonna pass.
Remember it's hard being great.
Ooh, that was a good one. Mine would be you are enough.
Mm.
So I want to say thank you all. Thank you, Help Me Grow, for having us on today, and we will see you all
Yes,
next
thank
time.
you so much.
Don't forget to self-care and drink some tea.
Yes.
What's in your cup? Your business.
Okay,
Look, I can't wait. Let me make sure.
it's tea.